Yana from Miranda Creative. Miranda Creative has been a longtime friend of eCar, and we are pleased that you're here today to help us navigate this AI within social media. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Using ChatGPT to leverage social media for realtors to make money. It's a very big, complicated title to basically say how to content create, how to make videos, and how to do it so you can make money doing that work. Because it is also not your job to do so. So we're going to make this presentation as painless as possible, as fun as possible, and as relevant to you. But before we do that, we're going to talk about me. So here's the thing about me. I'm from New York, and my ego runs parallel to that fact. I will talk about myself. And here's what's interesting about me. Among other things, my career has now run parallel to social media and the timeline of content creation. And I think the most important thing that I could say about myself is what that timeline looks like and where it is today before we continue on. So I started in film. I majored in film in New York. My film got nominated and won in Cannes. It led me to a distribution deal in Europe. That also led me to a lofty title as producer in New York, which led me to agency work for commercials, for films, for YouTube at the time was a huge player in media. So we were there, I was there, I produced for Condé Nast, for Droga 5, and then I leveraged that and worked for YouTube for around 4 to 5 years as a broadcast producer. YouTube was the biggest player at the time. They had a setup. Oh my God, the Google campus, the best snacks. I'm so sorry, Miranda Creative. That was peak. That was definitely, I miss the snacks so much. It was great. It was over Chelsea Market. I got to meet every celebrity on earth. I got to produce with them, and we were essentially part of the campaign tour of every single release you can think of in New York. And again, it went from films to YouTube content. It was still creation. It was still making videos. From there, COVID happened, upheaved every single thing. We are no longer producing in person or doing shows. We are now on our phones. We are all on our phones. That led me to marketing and B&H Photo, which is working with influencers, working with content creators, becoming somewhat of an influencer through, working with them. So learning a lot about that and what that means in today's society, because that's what everyone wants now. So I managed B&H Photo's brand. From there, Miranda Creative found me, took me to Connecticut. I wanted a family and babies. Okay. Also got a house. Did not use a realtor. It was my grandma's. I'm so sorry. COVID, the rate was insane, guys. That's crazy. We were, All right, here we go. This is our agenda. It looks small. It's not. We're going to go over a lot of things for AI. First, we're just going to go through it. Why social media matters for realtors. I think you all know. I think you know that being online is important. That is the first stat I pulled up. I didn't want to burden you with a lot of statistics, but these are relevant to what I'm going to talk about. 77% of home buyers start their search online. Interestingly enough, my generation, half of us find you guys on social media. So that is who I'm more concentrated on in this discussion. We will look at other platforms, but when I say social media, I mean Instagram. I mean we are there. We are not with our parents on Facebook. We are maybe on LinkedIn if we're about to lose our jobs. TikTok, but TikTok, you won't sell anything. You will get a lot of engagement on TikTok if you know how to use it, but Gen Z is not looking to buy houses right now. They are looking to survive. Okay. And this is not the presentation about social media as a whole. This is how we use AI to help us. If you have questions about social media, please let me know. I live this world now, so every question is not a silly question about social media. Here are your challenges. Time consuming. This is not your jobs. You're not supposed to be on social media. You're supposed to be working with your clients, working on inquiries. You're not supposed to be creating content for us. And how easy is it to find an intern to do that, really? It's not as easy as it looks. Inconsistent engagement, that is just something that everyone suffers, including me. Difficulty targeting the right audience, knowing where to go on social media in the first place. Managing 24/7 client inquiries. And this is where we start seeing where AI can help us. All right. What is AI and why does it matter? Oh, God. So AI is not replacing us yet. And we'll see what that looks like in 10 years and what presentation my clone is going to give you. But it's not happening yet. And this is what I want to talk to. I want to say, what is AI in terms of you and how easy it is and why it matters now, because it's not, and I don't want to give this long talk about how technical it is, because it's not. That being said, when I was asked to do this presentation on AI, I was like, why me? Because I am a content creator. My whole career is creative, and I am the first person to tell you I don't support AI becoming creative, because that's a human trait and that's what we do. That being said, as I was working on it, I realized how I actually use AI every day at my job. Like, I use it every single day for what I do to help me become a better creative, because I get to multitask and expedite my time by putting those menial tasks onto AI and doing more creative work, because I am using a virtual assistant, essentially. So these are the myth debunkers. It will replace you, not yet. It enhances your efficiency. It will feel robotic, yes, of course it does, and hopefully it stays that way, because what you're doing is you're customizing it to make it sound like you every day. You are working with it. It is not automated and then suddenly you are off the map. You are feeding it as much as you want to. It's expensive. They're affordable or free right now. There are, platforms that will say the professional business model is $10 a month. You see what it comes back as for your ROI and if it makes sense for you. But I will explain all the platforms as well so we know what we're dealing with. Statistics. So this is interesting. 54% of real estate professionals report that AI helps in identifying high-quality leads. That's over half. Agents using AI have seen a 25% increase in lead conversion because it works overnight in every industry. And you don't have to sit there following up on leads that you don't know if will bring you anywhere, but they're a great soft opener for new incoming traffic. AI-enhanced CRM systems can boost customer retention rates by 15%. It's something. All right, this is the bulk of what I will be talking to. This is the 5 breakdown items that AI can help your industry. Everything okay? Sure. Brand ideation and optimization prompts. So prompts is a fancy word of everything you put into AI in that question box. It is the terminology people use with AI of how they build their questions. It's now becoming more and more common to see a prompt that is very high-end and scripted. Basically, what you're feeding it as a question and what it puts out is important, because the more you tell it about yourself, the more it knows about yourself, about you. So where we want to start is brand ideation and optimization, because we want to identify your brand and we want to build AI to know your brand so it can work with you to build it and grow it. If you are already on social media, you want to audit the brand. If you are just starting, please create that Instagram account. Why are you waiting? You have to build it. You have to start it. This prompt works for both. So create your Meta business account, create your Facebook, create your Instagram. If you already have it, put it in the underline. This prompt will help you identify everything you need to know who you are online. If you've ever had a tarot reading, this is the best way I can figure it out, is you see all the cards on the table. This is exactly what it's going to give you. It's going to put all of your cards on the table to show you what you are. And that's literally, it's giving you a mirror focus of what you are as a brand in general with your online presence. There is a Q&A after this. If anyone has a question, please let me know, because I don't know if I'm going over or under, and everyone, please feel free to ask.
So is this an actual
Yes.
prompt?
Yes. All of these prompts I have used myself. A lot of them are a little bit fine-tuned. This prompt is the beginning of your start with AI. You build your account with ChatGPT, and this is the prompt I would put in. I no longer use this because it already knows. Go ahead.
Will we get these slides afterwards?
Yes, you will. Absolutely. So I don't need to use it. It already knows everything laid out in this because it knows. It's great. And then all I have to do is type up a caption for this and this client. And I should say I manage over 10 to 20 clients per day. And it's already feeding me the voice that I've already input into it. So again, create your account, begin here, or audit your account. And here we go. So that was brand identity. This is content strategy. These are all intro prompts for you to create and build essentially your social identity again. This is not what I use specifically for mine, but I tailored it for realtors. I tailored it for what you guys need to have in your niche to better communicate with an audience that you want to connect with. It includes everything from, are you selling luxury? Are you selling, housing? Are you selling, what is this? To investors, to sellers. It will also, identify, no, it won't, but I will, if you need it, what platform to use and if you are specifically in a very, if you're in a luxury market, I would say LinkedIn, 100%. Work with your other realtors to get to that place. But that's a runoff. I'm not going to talk about that. So, content strategy. Input it once. It will build your profile for you. It will know what you're looking for, so you don't have to repeat yourself.
Quick question, Yana.
Yes.
Do you need to have a paid account with ChatGPT to plug it in?
No.
Or can you have a free account?
You can have a free account. That's a great question. The difference between a paid and a not paid is how fast it searches and how much you want it to reason, which we are not. We are not, mathematicians looking to have the most expedited output of AI right now. We just want simple questions and simple generations. The other thing is how much you ask of it. So if I do have the paid because I have to work with a lot of clients, but you reach a limit of what you can ask it with its smart reasoning over if you work with it a lot. But you're not going to work with it a lot, I would expect. This is just setup prompts, and then the day-to-day content strategy and creating captions and all of those little minute detailed things, you're not going to go crazy with it. So free is good. All right. This is the next one for identity. your profile on social media is very underrated but very important. You want to know where you live, where you are serving your community, who you are, what and how to input it that the algorithm understands that you are on the map on social media. So this prompt is wonderful. This is what I do when I ingest clients that come to us. I optimize their bios immediately. I need to do that for them because they can't just start. We get attention. We put money into them. We put time into their posts, and people and the directing of the traffic goes to their profile. If their profile is not set up right, if people go to it and they don't know what they're looking at, you know? So your profile is so important. AI is so nice to just find your competitors, find everything you're working in your own niche, and define your own profile for you. And of course, you can customize it to your slogan, to whatever you need it to be. So I have look at Miranda Creative Social Profile and optimize it for better performance. I show it what the bio looks like as is, and I provide the link. So everything in the box is the prompt. You would just swap out for what your link to your media is, social media is. All right, so that's ideation. Those are the 3 really important ones where I start building a brand. And again, I look at what it outputs and I adjust and customize everything it does. I do not just go with it. That is, first of all, that is lazy and that is not correct because it's a robot and it doesn't know everything. Here we go. This is content planning and creation. This is the fun part. Create a content calendar for March. This is where I start because if I had to create one offhand for, again, 10 to 20 clients in my start of every month, I would not be where I am today with my work. I would not be able to intake as much as I can. So this is, again, it's not always going to give me the right things, and I will always adjust it and cater it to my clients because I know them better. But for you, you are on the go. You're showing houses, you're working, you're promoting yourselves. You don't have time to create a content calendar for your social media. And you know, so this takes it off your hands. Previously defined brand identity and goals. It already knows your goals because of the prior prompts. So you're already building off of that. Write an engaging social media caption for which platform about topic. So this one I absolutely love. I don't use it now, but when I start writing caption, this is the one I use because it creates that setup for you of what you expect it to do permanently going forward. So this one, I actually asked AI what it thinks the most concise, not concise, but the most, the optimal way, to ask it how to help you. And this is what it gave back to me. So that is what it wants you to tell it, for it to perform. So however you want it, this is, again, the keep it short, medium, long, relevant hashtags you've already defined in your brand identity. And I also hope you have audited, by yourselves as well prior. You know who your competitors are. You have scrolled your own feed. You know who your community is. You have an awareness of it. This is a guide. And we will get to the money-making portion. So, again, caption prompts that I have used in the past, adjusted for you and what you would normally do for your own brands. Write an engaging Instagram caption for a new listing in location. You will probably get this shorter and shorter because it'll already know your location. Use a friendly and persuasive tone, whatever tone you'd want for your own caption. Highlight the home's top 3 features. The lists that it helps me do is wonderful. And if you don't know this, social media, The algorithm, if you just post lists for the rest of your life, you will have a million hits over and over and over again. It loves lists, it loves things to do, and it loves just information about your own niche. Those are the three things that I would say, this is a tangent, but these are the things that you can use to go viral. Lists, things to do, and just talking about your jobs. And you guys are so lucky that you have your own niche specified, and I will say that is the most important thing everyone in this room has going for them, is you know who you are. You are not a creator who's starting out fresh and doesn't know what their lifestyle looks like and creating a whole world that they don't know yet, that they have yet discovered. They don't have a purpose. But you guys have your own purpose. You have your community. You have your, conviction of who your brand is. That's what you want to put out, your authentic selves, because you already have that. You've already built that. And that's the biggest pro you have in this room. So I have it spread out for whichever platform you find your community in and who you are catering to. LinkedIn, write a professional LinkedIn caption about how AI is changing real estate marketing, something relevant. It will definitely tell you about that. Use an insightful and authoritative tone. Include key trends and end with a question to encourage discussion. Again, I'm not going too deeply into what works for content in social media, but I will say a hook and a call to action are imperative. They drive engagement and they bring in your audience. If you don't have a hook and you don't have call to action, that's not a good post. So always make sure you have those two. And I will talk to more about the call to action when we are talking about leads funneling. Facebook community, write a Facebook post about an open house. Again, it's prompts I have used previously, had the same way that I've used it for other clients, but this is more towards to realty. Here is that was captions, this is reels. And again, you need to be posting videos. If you need to post a static post, you can. If it's very informative, great. I'm so sorry, but video content is king. You have to be, if you want to set any sort of high engagement, quantity of engagement, conversion, video is where you have to live. You just have to put your phone up and film it. Every quality will do. It's fine. You just have to stay consistent with it and relevant with it. And consistency is where AI helps, because it will help you. So again, I'm not always creating every single idea from scratch in my mornings when I have to churn out reels for every single client. So give me an idea for a script, for a 30-second reel to promote this and this and this. You know what, though, except Barbara, all of yours are. When I film you at CPCU, yours are all from scratch, because I already know you. None of them were AI prompted. I will say that. But that's my job. Write an Instagram reel script showing a day in the life of a busy real estate agent. Easy one. Do it in your authentic voice. Adjust the script it gives you to who you are. You have a reel everyone will watch. I don't know if anyone has seen that one where there was a realtor that had their intern Gen Z marketer edit their reel for them, and it was a huge sensation online because it was just like his ums. I hear you, yeah. It was like showing that room. It's like, in the bathroom. And then it cuts to the kitchen. It's like, and it was just, it explained nothing. Explained absolutely nothing. But it was funny, and it was topical to what the trend is of, I had my Gen Z intern edit my thing for me. So scrolling helps feed also how you adjust your prompts. I do a lot of scrolling. I love my job. Okay. Direct messaging services and leads funneling. This is vital, and this is where AI really shines for you and actually brings it home into a more less fun level and more adult of where you see your conversions pay off. Okay, so we're going to still stay on how to create that content, but these are the jumping off points. This is the hook and bait of where you want to lead your conversion to. In social media, there is this new evolved way, and I'm sure you have seen this if you are on any platform, where they say, comment this word and I will send you something. That word is set up in a way where there's an AI machine triggering it to go back to either your DMs or your emails. So you are essentially creating a leads list with that one word. The more you do it, the more your email leads list will grow. That email's leads list will be automated by AI triggers that will reach out to them themselves. It is a free assistant. And if you are not doing this, you should be. It's free and it's easy and it's wonderful because if you've seen the statistics prior, it works. So while it works, I highly recommend everyone get on this and evolve with this because it will generate more, not engagement, but more conversion for you. Add paid marketing to the mix, and you are putting money behind the system, and you are actually converting people. You are actually getting that engagement by putting money into that engagement, and you will actually see results. I'm not talking about paid marketing right now. I am purely organic. If you have questions about paid, feel free to ask me later, but we have a whole team for that at Miranda Creative. So again, create a high converting post that is informative, that establishes your presence and your authority in your niche, in your business, and then finalize it with a call to action that says, comment this word to get my PDF of how to sell, of how to buy, of how to navigate the rates right now. People will comment that. Not only will that help your engagement for that specific post, you are also getting a new lead every single time. Carousel posts, story polls, stories I'll talk to that in the next slides. What you're using AI for is the captions, the hashtags, the ideation, and the questions for strong. You can even ask it, what is a strong call to action that is trending, that is nuanced? All right, so method 1 for leads funneling, direct message automation for email collection. In my updated slide, Susie, I have the link to how to set up ManyChat, and you will all see that, so I don't overwhelm you with what this is, because we're kind of stepping away from ChatGPT and we're going to another platform. So ManyChat automates your DMs to convert into an informative CRM list, essentially. You are setting it up, and then when someone comments or DMs, home, listings, any word you set up, you trigger a conversation to happen that you are automating with that person. So this is an example. Looking for the latest homes in New York, drop your best email below and I'll send you my exclusive list of available properties. This goes as far as you want that script to go. Again, AI can also help you write that script. It's so easy to set this up. It is silly not to. What is the most important thing you do is make it in your own voice and customize it to your own liking, because who you are is what really and truly sells. All right. So this one I didn't specify it as well, but this is direct messaging, and this is comments on the post of where you are collecting through ManyChat. This is Instagram stories. So I am very specific of how platforms like LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram work with comments and direct messages. You can trigger that in ManyChats. You can specify which platform you're working on. You just have to log in to that platform on ManyChat. This is specific to Instagram stories. use a poll and use question stickers to get people to convert, to get people to comment on your story. I mention this because stories, you will double your visibility in stories if you post them daily. You see more people engaging in stories because they now see them as more human and more real than a post. Because that idea of posting and reels is getting automated, is getting more saturated. You want to find a way to get out of that. You want to help the algorithm tell, the algorithm that you are involved in that social media platform. Stories are key. I want to see you in my stories. That's where everyone goes. Link in bio strategy. This calls back to the idea of bio optimization. You have to have a link that is relevant in your bio that clicks through to a conversion. It does not need to be a link tree with 10 links. It should just be one link that will convert. And that is, if you are starting out, if you are under 100K, that is where you go. You go to one specific link and have them click that link where you want your audience to go to convert. It could be your email. And again, all of these methods can trigger a script in ManyChats that you can automate. And by the time you come back from your 9 to 5 or whatever day you look like, there are leads in your emails already sitting there for you. And you never had to DM anyone back. Okay, leads funneling. This is where I'm going from social media to emails. Because I don't know if anyone knows this, but emails are actually way more profitable than social media ever will be. They are your own network. It's okay. I was literally at an event with my baby and she started crying, so I was there. Emails they're already hooked. They're already your community. You got them. You want to be emailing them as much as possible. So this is a 4-step way that AI made for me of how to get to them and create leads more for you. And again, I only bring up emails because this is one of the ways you can get people from social media to your email list. This could be a website, sign up. With emails, it's a 2-funnel system where you have them in social media and then you direct them to emails. And I recommend this because this is nice for people who are not ready to buy. If they are not ready to buy, but they're thinking about it, which is a lot of people, you want them in your emails so they keep you top of mind. And this is the best way to do it, emails, because you have 2 target audiences, essentially. Ones that are like, hey, I really need to buy a house. And when does that all happen? You tell me, how often does that happen? Or the people that are like, I need to know who my realtors are in my community. I'm going to sign up to their email list. Here we go. Instant delivery, home listings or buyer guide, informative. Keep it informative. Be in their emails as an ally, as someone helping them. Do not start with the sell. Always start with something you can give to them that will keep them hooked to you.
Excuse me.
Of course, yes.
When you're advocating this funneling towards email,
Yes.
are you saying have them be one of the 250 people that email me every morning?
Yes.
Or because I, as an agent, am doing my best to go delete until I can see
That's
something
hilarious.
that looks like it
I
needs
do the
development.
same thing. I delete all of my tasks.
9/10 of what I get.
Yeah,
Excuse me if I've offended anybody here, but I'm not even opening.
I understand.
Or are you talking about having them go to an email CRM that will then be generating information?
I mean, you pointed out exactly why this exists, because we're not sorting through our emails. Again, we want to be working. We're not looking through our junk and spam that we get every day. This is a CRM. This will email them if they reply something with a trigger word that you have set out, keyword, like, I want to buy, what's your phone number, contact, those will become the triggers that you get emailed. So that, it filters out things, essentially. That's its job to do. It filters out, it talks in your voice so you don't have to. It is kind of weird, but it's cool that it does actually produce results. We do this for several clients, specifically for product, and the ones that are interested funnel out to your inbox. But I totally understand the issue of a lot of emails in your inbox, and I go in once a quarter and I delete everything, and we'll see what happens. All right, I'm in the summary. We are about to do Q&A. How am I on time? What time is it? Pretty good. Yeah. Okay. So there was a lot of information. I want to summarize it. The AI chatbot will capture the engagement and convert from your social media. AI will then send an automated email sequence to nurture the leads, not essentially finalize the leads. I don't think that would be amazing, but not yet, but it will filter out the important ones. Then it will track engagement and personalized follow-ups within those leads. And then this is where I get the only sentence I have for paid is you can also start retargeting once you have your people in your email. So you can, the ones that didn't open the emails, essentially the ones that didn't open the emails will be retargeted to through a paid effort. And this also works for social media. All right, places to find AI, and this is a lot of what I talked to. ChatGPT obviously is great. It's the one I use on a day-to-day basis. That is my assistant. Jasper, also like ChatGPT, Canva AI, and CapCut. You wouldn't expect Canva and CapCut to be what I recommend for AI, but their implementations of AI are time savers. I can put a video in CapCut and I can say trim this video and it will create edits for me. So I'm editing at the speed of light, and it's because AI integrations are working in these systems. Another one of CapCut that's amazing is it creates subtitles for you automatically in any language. So you can say create subtitles and it will generate, you don't have to sit there anymore writing them out. And I'm sure you've seen this everywhere. And if you are not putting subtitles on your video, please put subtitles on your video because no one's playing sound on them. Someone could literally be scrolling on their phones right now without sound, and you need subtitles. Okay. Scheduling and management, Buffer, Hootsuite, Metricool. I love Loomly. That is what we use at work. It does not have any AI integrations. So out of the three, Hootsuite and Metricool are top-notch if you want further scheduling AI assistance. They do have payment plans. They range from $0 to $15. There are always free versions of everything I have listed. Lead nurturing is important. ManyChat is on its way of consistently evolving with AI to the point where you don't even have to write your own script. But again, I highly recommend you should. And again, we end with paid Facebook AI ads. When you work with Meta, AI is so integrated with Meta now that it will help you optimize your call to actions, your ads, how your captions sound. So it's already within the Meta Business Suite, and why I recommend working on Facebook and Instagram, because that is a less fancy way of saying Meta Business Suite. That is your home base, and it will optimize your ads if you start putting out ads. That being said, don't put out ads immediately. Build your organic presence first so people actually see you first and see your not authenticity, but your authority in your industry so they know what they're getting into. It's basically another form of your website. You want to have an impressive website. You want to have an impressive place to lead people before you start putting money behind it. Q&A. And I'm getting a glass of water. So,
Yana, I have a question.
please.
I'm sure you have all seen this on Facebook, but when you're scrolling and you see Stanley Tucci's recipes and you want to say yes or something to get the recipe,
Yes.
or click on the next thing right below to see the full recipe.
Yes.
How do you create that?
The recipe or ManyChat. So ManyChat integrates into your Instagram, and you give it your login information, and in ManyChat you build that trigger system. So you say comment recipe, it goes immediately into ManyChat, and that is what people are using. Instagram has its own version of the automated system. It is not as evolved as ManyChat has now become. So literally that is leads. You see that is a lead for them. It is genius because it's derivative of the issue that on Instagram you cannot link anything. You cannot link. So some genius came up with the idea of putting them in DMs in a funnel that actually grabs them with a link, because that's what people want. They want links to other places. How do you do it? That solved the problem.
So you're giving them that link to that recipe in this example.
Essentially, that's what it is.
What would the realtor be giving them? And that's not a dangerous thing to click on, or is it, other than a lead capture? Or is that not the lead capture? That is
the lead capture.
Yeah.
It's comment home for a comprehensive list of, homes near you that are within your price range, if that's what you've targeted as. So they comment home, it triggers to DM them. And it DMs them what? A link. It DMs them a place to go to for further information. And that link will it could be comment to find out more, and it gives you your email if you want to be really direct. It's a gamble if they'll actually follow up, but if you give them information, that will trigger more establishing loyalty in that person.
And that comment is something different than click here for the recipe.
It's the same thing.
Same thing.
It's the same thing. But, Hootsuite put out a beautiful lead of, social media marketing 101 in 2025. Comment here to receive the PDF. I clicked on it. I'm hooked on Hootsuite because they actually gave me really great information last year that I have used, and now I see them top of mind. So don't underestimate information in a PDF for an audience. That's what I would say. Any more questions?
I had a comment. I noticed a lot of agents are using ChatGPT for a copy.
Unfortunately.
And it's so obvious.
It is obvious.
Dumb it down. If you're going to write it, I just saw an agent, I called him, use ChatGPT, and he started laughing because he doesn't talk like that at all.
Yeah.
Really flowery language. So your advice is I'll put it in SMS, get some ideas, and then dumb it down the way I actually talk.
Yeah.
Is that kind of how you...
Exactly how.
Yeah, okay.
So that's why I had the ideation first, because
So that little profile thing you were showing, if you do that, it'll help all of your stuff know how you talk, sort of.
essentially.
Oh, that's really cool. I didn't know that.
The more you feed it, the more it will know about you. But I do recommend editing it.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, what I'm finding as I use it, it becomes more and more, it sounds better, and I edit it less.
Yeah.
And that's scary.
So it kind of
But
gets to know your personality more and actually tailors the way you might talk anyway, so you're editing less. That's crazy.
it's crazy. It's not perfect. It will always revert.
Yeah.
So we'll see what it's like in 10 years. But you want to be authentic, and in many ways, you want to even see maybe the caption and you do the opposite of it.
Right.
and you do something authentic. Like the best campaigns I've just seen are now people are using mixed media that is not digitally designed work. Something that's very like thinking outside the box. Things that are more organic. So we don't get oversaturated with ChatGPT. The realtors that use ChatGPT exclusively are not going to go far. They're not. They are either a big fish in a big pool that they're just trying to grab everything and anything, and that's just a very generalized way to do it. But if you're a small business, if you're trying to really stand out, you have to be authentic. That's just 101. Yeah. Go ahead.
Another question
Okay.
about video. You said you need to live in video.
You do, yes.
And you alluded to a 30-second video.
Yes.
This is a comment, but how many of you have ever seen somebody that is going on video and it's like a 3-minute, infomercial that you could lose somebody on?
You could.
So do you have any further comment about what is the sweet spot? Is it that 30 seconds?
Oh, God. To start, it's 7 to 15 seconds just to build off of. If you are very big at 100K, you can do whatever you want because you've already established your formula. You know what you're doing. So that's where you see those 3-minute ones where the audacity of them doing that. And that's because they already have their followership. Start at 7 to 15 seconds. The formula for social media, I knew I was going to tell you today, have a hook. The first second, have that hook. If you don't have a hook, they're not watching, they're scrolling by, and it should be in text form. It should be, again, things to do, or how I flip this house, like something to get them engaged. The next second should be your establishing your authority in your field. So they have the hook, and they know you're not BSing them about who you are, because they know they're getting it from a reputable source, the actual content, and a call to action. That is.
And could the call to action be make a comment below and you'll get more?
It can. It's a bit. Again, it depends on the strength of your content. If it's if you think it's going to be valuable enough, yeah, put that in. It has been oversaturated now. Comment below. So we do try to, but I'm saying it as a marketer who has to do this for a lot of clients, so I see it a lot. So go with your gut on that aspect. Start there and build. Go ahead.
Now you say you're a fan of Instagram, but not of TikTok. What
Yes.
do you think about YouTube content?
YouTube, well, having worked at YouTube for 5 years, I absolutely love YouTube. YouTube is a lot of work. It's a lot of work. It is over a minute long content every day. It's a lot of work, and it will get you what you want, but you have to put in a lot of time to do it right. The people on YouTube, I will say, it's such a double-edged sword because it is a lot of work for someone whose primary job is not content creation. But if you have a YouTube channel, if you put in the time for it, it is a long-term payout. It is not a short-term conversion. It is a long-term loyal fan base that will stay with you. You see this with influencers. You see the ones on YouTube, they are the ones getting those big brand deals. They are the ones that can survive any platform storm because they have that loyal fan base that will watch them for an hour, for 30 minutes. The ones that are big brand name deals, big influencers all start on YouTube because it's it's the equivalent of writing a book. It is, you do not have that short attention span anymore because you are on YouTube. You have their attention and they are loyal. So that's what I would recommend if you have the time for long term.
Any comments about Facebook Live or Google Live or?
The one I'm on? Yeah, they are community growers. They will grow your community. Be on live as much as you want and should. You absolutely should. They are essential. On TikTok, live is a huge follower grower. If I had to start out as a product, I would be on TikTok Live every day.
I think we have one more question in the back.
Go ahead.
Yeah, do you prioritize getting their email over their phone number? Is it more of like an answer to retrieving the email over their phone number?
It depends on your goal. It depends on what you want that week, what you need that week for your business. So if you have an open house that you want to show, I would prioritize an email. If you have, just the general leads conversion that you just need an email list to keep feeding into, and the market is not in your favor, well, I would do both. I would do both at the same time. I would create a strategy for a realtor that included short-term, long-term goals, and everything in between. Of course. Well, that's it.
Thank you.
Now I have to actually.